Hello and welcome to this crochet sunflower turtle tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet this turtle plushie with the sunflower add-on. Let's get straight into the video. So the materials that you will need are a 5mm crochet hook, scissors, a yarn needle, 12mm safety eyes, but you're also welcome to use 14 and 16mm would also look fine. You will need yarn in 3 different colors. So I'm using Premier Parfait chunky yarn, and I'm going to be using light blue as my main primary color for the body of the turtle, but you're welcome to use any color you like for the body. Then I'm using brown for the shell and yellow for the petals. And this is all in weight 6 yarn. So if you use a smaller type of yarn, then the turtle will just turn out much smaller. You will also need quite a lot of stuffing. So you're going to begin by grabbing your primary color, so mine is blue, and we're going to begin by making the head. So I'm going to make a magic ring to start off, and I like to use the 2-chain method to make my magic ring, but you can use whichever method that you like. So to begin, I'm going to make a slip knot, and then I'll tighten my slip knot, and then I'm going to chain twice. So chain once and twice. Now my single crochets for the first round will go into the first chain that we made here, as that will be acting as our magic ring. So I'm going to start off by doing 6 single crochets into my magic ring. Then for round 2, we will be doing 6 increases. An increase is doing 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. So by doing 6 of these in total, 1 increase into each stitch will be up to 12 stitches in total. Now for the following round, we are going to do single crochet increase times by 6. So we'll do a single crochet in the first stitch and then an increase in the second stitch. And then we'll continue that pattern all the way round. Then we'll have a total of 18 stitches after this round. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm just using scrap yarn as my little stitch marker, but you can use a bobby pin or whatever you like. For round 4, we'll be doing 2 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 24 stitches. So a single crochet into the first 2 stitches, and then an increase in the third, and then we continue that pattern 6 times in total. Now for the following round, we'll do 3 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 30 stitches in total. Now for round 6, we'll do 4 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 36 stitches in total, and this was our last round of increasing. So now we are going to begin with our single crochet rounds. So we're going to be single crocheting for 4 rounds in total. So from round 7 to 10, you'll just be single crocheting for 36 stitches, and we'll do that 4 times in total. So go ahead and do those 4 single crochet rounds. So now that you've done your 4 single crochet rounds, we're going to move on to decreasing. So we are going to begin by doing 4 single crochets and a decrease times by 6. And this will take us down to 30 stitches in total. So we do a single crochet into the first 4 stitches, so 3 and 4. And then we'll do our decrease. So into the first stitch and pull through, then into the second stitch and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And we're just going to do that 5 more times so that we can complete the round. So at this point, we're now going to add our safety eyes. And generally I like where my stitch marker is to either be on the top or on the bottom. For this, it doesn't really matter which one, just so it's sort of centered, so when we sew the head on, it gets a bit easier. So I want the eyes to be between round 6 and 7 approximately. So if we count outwards from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we'll just put our eye there for now so we know where round 6 and 7 are. And I also want them to be just above the center. So not necessarily directly in line with the center here, maybe around 1 stitch above the center. So we're just going to count outwards the other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are both between rounds 6 and 7 on either side. I'm just going to show you an example of it from a turtle I already made. So you can see where they're at on this turtle as the head has already been stuffed and sewn on. So these are also between rounds 6 and 7 on either side. So I'm going to go ahead and clip these eyes in now. And now that they are clipped in, I can continue around. So for the following round, I'm going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease times by 6. And this will take us down to 18 stitches in total. And now we will just be adding some stuffing to the head. So you really want to make sure that you add enough stuffing that the head is completely firm. You can make it a little bit squishy if you want, but I like to add quite a lot of stuffing as it just feels more stable. So once you're happy with the amount of stuffing that you have added, we're going to continue on to the final round. So for the last round, we'll be doing single crochet decrease times by 6, and this will take us down to 12 stitches in total. So once you've finished crocheting that round, we are now going to leave quite a long tail for sewing. So I'm just going to put my head up here, and then I'm going to leave. So I've just left about a 1.5 arm lengths worth of tail. So quite a long tail just to be safe while sewing. And then I've just pulled through to finish off with my crochet hook. And that is your head completed. So now we're going to move on to the fins. So we're going to be making 4 fins in total. So for round 1 of our fin, we are going to do 6 single crochets into our magic ring. Then for round 2, we'll be doing 6 increases, which will take us up to 12 stitches in total. Now for the next round, we'll do single crochet increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 18 stitches. Now for the next round, we'll do 2 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 24 stitches in total. For round 5, we'll do 3 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 30 stitches in total. Now for the final round, we'll do 4 single crochets and an increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 36 stitches. Now what we are going to do once we've completed that last round is we're going to be folding our fin in half, just like this. And we're going to be single crocheting across the top of the 2 halves. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So first we are going to go into the next stitch. So we'll just put our hook into the next stitch. Then we will fold this in half and try and find, and you'll need to find the stitch over the opposite side. So the first stitch over the opposite side, which is right here. And then we will just single crochet through those 2 stitches at the same time. So just single crochet through those 2 stitches. Now we'll go into the next stitch along and then go into the next stitch on the opposite side at the same time and single crochet. Now you need to do this all along the top. So we go into the next 2 stitches along and keep doing that all the way across the top until you've single crocheted all the way down to the bottom. So just keep single crocheting through the 2 halves along the top of your fin. So once you've single crocheted all the way along the top and you're right at the end, now we're going to leave a tail for sewing. So we'll just leave a bit of a tail, cut it off about here, and then pull through to finish off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make 3 more fins just like this so that you have 4 fins in total. But on 2 of those fins, you are going to leave just a slightly longer tail as we are going to need to bring the tail through to the other side. So just a slightly longer tail on 2 out of 4 of the fins. So go ahead and make your 3 other fins. So once we've made our 4 fins, we are now going to grab the 2 fins that have longer tails than the other 2. So these 2 of my fins have slightly longer tails. And so what we are going to do with these 2 fins is we're going to take the tail and bring it out the other side. As when we are sewing the fins on, they'll be sewn on like this. And we want the side that we single crocheted into to be facing the top. So you can see on these 2, the side that we single crocheted into is actually on the other side, but we need the tail to be coming out on this side. So what we'll end up doing is if we flip these the other way, then they are the correct way round now. And we can just take the 2 tails and bring them to the other side. So put these ones aside. So we're just going to grab our yarn needle and our first fin that we want to take the tail through the other side. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our needle into about here. And I'm sort of sliding it through the inside, so you can't see it right now. But I'm just going to bring it through to the other side, all the way through the inside. So just like that. And just bringing it through, and then I'm slowly pulling. So you can see this is a bit crumpled up now, so we just need to pull on it to spread it back out. And now you have brought the tail through to the other side. So now we just need to do that with our other fin as well, that we have the longer tail for. And we're just going to do the same thing and bring the tail all the way through the other side. So just like that. So now you have two fins where the tail comes out of this side and two fins where the tail comes out of the other side. So that's perfect, and we will just put the fins to the side for now. So now we are going to grab our primary color yarn once again, and we're going to be making the tail. So we're going to begin by doing 6 single crochets into our magic ring. Now for round 2, we'll do 2 single crochets and an increase times by 2, and this will take us up to 8 stitches in total. Now once we're up to 8 stitches, we are now going to single crochet for the next 2 rounds. So from rounds 3 to 4, we'll just single crochet all the way around. So now once you've done that, we are now going to leave a tail for sewing, and we're going to finish off. So we're just going to leave a little bit of a tail here, cut that off, and then we will pull through to finish off. Now you have completed your tail. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of this tutorial. If you'd like to continue making your sunflower turtle, then make sure to go check out part 2. It will be linked in the description.